Okay, in this lesson we're going to look at how we can combine two images in Photoshop and make them seem as though they're one. First off, I'm going to open the two images in question. Okay, I'm going to grab one of these tabs up here and snap it off so that I could see the two windows separately. So here we have what will be our background, and we want to put this seahorse into that background. Now, Photoshop is all about layers and selection tools. Here are our three selection tools, our main ones. In fact, you even have your own select menu. Now, in this case, perhaps the best option, the best tool for the job here is the magic wand, because we want to remove the black here, and the black is very uniform in color. So let me show you. If I go in really close, you can see that it's all pretty much one layer of black. Now, let me show you how the magic wand tool works. If I were to click here, it grabbed a very small area, and that area was based on a tolerance up here of 1. The properties for the magic wand are set to 1, meaning the first pixel I click on, it will grab that pixel and any pixels that share plus or minus 1 shade of that color. So if I increase this to 5, it will grab a much wider range. If I put it up to 16, a little more. And you get the idea. If I put it up to 60, it grabs a lot more yellows, a lot more shades of yellow. Okay, let me deselect that. We were not going to select the seahorse. We're going to do this a lot easier. The easier way is to select the uniform black background. And I'm going to put the tolerance at about, say, 4 ranges of blacks. And that's not good enough. Look, I clicked on 4, and you'll notice there's some blacks that were ignored. So I'm going to maybe crank this up to 16. Let me deselect what I did previously, and let's start over. Click again. Oh, and you'll notice the selection is a lot tighter around the seahorse. However, keep in mind what I just selected was the background, not the seahorse. If it's the seahorse I want to copy, I'm going to need to invert my selection. So go to the selection tool or the selection menu and choose inverse. Now my selection is no longer on the black but around the seahorse. I'm going to copy this seahorse by doing Command C, or you can go to the Edit Copy menu, and then I'm going to come over here to my background and go Edit Paste. And there's my seahorse. Now I'm going to take my Move tool and move it to wherever. I could also rotate it if I want by passing my Move tool cursor over the corner. You'll notice that I get the rotation option. There we go. Okay. I could also go, let's paste another one in here, and I could shrink this one, make it look like it's in the background a little further distant. If I hold my shift key, it will symmetrically shrink. And furthermore, let me move them over here. Let me flip them. I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal so that he's facing his mama. Now let's zoom in. If I do Command plus sign and zoom in, you'll notice there was a little black left over here. Now, over here on my layers, you'll notice, and if your layers don't show up, by the way, you can always go to the Window Layers menu, and that will bring up your layers. Now, over here on my layers, this is one of my seahorses. This is the other. Look, I turn the eye on and off. There's the seahorse. So I'm going to go on this layer. Click on this layer. It's active. It's blue, showing that it's active. Take your magic wand, click on the leftover black, and clean it up a bit. If I hold my space bar, I can move my image around. It suspends whatever tool I'm using temporarily and allows me to move the image around. And then when I let go of the space bar, I get my original tool back, which is the magic wand, and there we go. Command D to deselect. Now I want to work on this baby seahorse. Let me switch layers, and let me click over here on the black. There's a bit of black under the neck. There we go. Command D to deselect. There we go. Now, if I want to save this image, I can save it in two formats. I could save as, let's call it seahorse ocean. Save it, okay. And now I saved it as a PSD. I went File, Save As, and I kept the Photoshop format, which is the PSD format, which means if I open that file, I will have the original file with all my layers. So I can go back in and move layers if I need to and adjust them and so on and so forth. But I can also save it as a JPEG. If I want to put it in a web page or something like that, I go File, Save As, change the format to a JPEG. In this case, all the layers are collapsed into one, and it is saved as a JPEG. And that's it for a quick lesson on combining various images into one composite.